Some of you are using affirmations in a really weird way, okay? I'm gonna correct this for you and have you actually manifest way faster. Let's get it.
Yeah. I'm inspired. I'm inspired.
Hey there guys, how's it going? My name is Sumedh Chatterjee from the Flow Zone Academy, and I'm a flow state coach, which means that I help you feel better and perform better. Today I'm talking about why a lot of you guys and gals out there are inaccurately using affirmations. In the word itself, you hear affirmations to affirm something. So there needs to be a conviction behind the affirmation. We need to find confirmation based on the affirmation itself, right? You can't just say an affirmation and not confirm it with your reality. Okay, so if you're saying I'm confident, well, what are the moments in the day where you felt 100% confident about something? You want the actions to match up with the words. If there's a disconnect, guess what? You're creating more resistance for yourself. So if you're saying affirmations that you're not actually acting out, you're creating more distance through them, right? So first of all, the affirmations have to be a lived experience, lived through you, embodied through the tradition of what you're doing, actually. So if you're working on a specific goal and then you're saying that you're working on a specific goal, guess what? You're affirming it. You're time stamping it into your reality, in a sense, right? The path of least resistance is the subconscious mind. What people do with affirmations is they create more resistance. So if they're sad, they say, I'm happy. If they're broke, they say, I'm wealthy, right? And that creates more resistance, and whatever we resist will persist. Carl Jung said this. This universe doesn't work with subtract and addition. It works with multiplication and division, okay? So it's going to multiply the more you resist something. The way to understand this is, where are you putting neutral attention, meaning where are you being the observer of your reality, okay? Because when you're the observer of your reality, the thought dissipates. When you're latching onto the positive or the negative, that's when it has the potential to create something. Okay, because it has a positive charge or a negative charge, right? A valence, where it has now direction to move into an experience. Now, a lot of the times we're conditioned by the people around us and people telling us different things. Like, I remember growing up, I would hear, I'm lazy a lot. And eventually I got to a point where I was like, hey, maybe I am lazy. You know what? And I adjusted my worldview. I confirmed that reality that I heard and through the looking glass self, right? And I was like, oh, maybe I am lazy. But now I've had to consciously go back and rewire and rewrite the story of what laziness means to me. I'm on energy saving mode. It's the fact that I need more encouragement. Whatever it is, like I'm lazy rich, right? Lazy means less effort, so I'm effortless. And finding these positive attuned ideas gets me to embody that reality a lot more. And when I feel lazy or complacent, I'm just like, hey, wait a minute, maybe this is just me wanting to save my energy. Why am I immediately going to that lazy mentality? Well, because I've heard it so much, right? And so that's where my mind is going to. So you've got to know where your attention is honing in on and focusing, right? Really start to understand this, because then you'll start to take power over it. The awareness precedes control. So you know that when you're aware of something, that's when you can control it. So that's the thing with affirmations, okay? The other thing that you guys are doing wrong is you're not saying your affirmations right when you wake up and right when you sleep. You're doing it like 15 minutes after you wake up. You're doing it like, more into a beta state of waking consciousness rather than the least resistance moments of alpha and theta, okay? You need to have suggestions in your mind through alpha and theta. This bioenergetic meditation that I'm doing, fantastic, highly recommend it. StayOnTheHealthTrack.com. Shout out to Basha. She's amazing. I love her work on bioenergetics. And right now, my outsider persona, or you could call it the schizoid bioenergetic profile, is through this meditation, I'm able to get into a deep theta wave, right? It has a binaural beat underneath it. So it gets you already into a theta and then confirms certain affirmations that you're hearing, and you're repeating it back into your subconscious mind during this time. And it's an amazing way to just keep rewiring your experiences, because a lot of your childhood traumas became your character structure in bioenergetics, right? It's really important to understand that, hey, when I can figure out a way to optimize this, and I can enter theta, or I can get a practitioner who uses subconscious work or trance work or any work where they're allowing their subconscious mind to be affected, is highly, highly recommended. Again, you want to find a way to confirm it with your own life and your lifestyle. So setting an intention is very powerful. Not only an affirmation and just affirming something, but I have suggestions around my room constantly, right? I have little images here and there, and these suggestions, they do help, but they help more in the long term, right? So again, what you're seeing, what you're hearing, you've got to have it make personal sense to you when you say an affirmation, okay? If it's very vague, if it's very broad, if it's very general, the affirmation doesn't stick as well as if it's something that truly resonates with you and there's no resistance attached to the affirmation, right? And the thing is, if you do have resistance to an affirmation, that's the inner work that you can use. Like, for instance, when you say these bioenergetic affirmations, you're going to be saying them and you'll feel a contraction, right? When you say them and you feel a contraction in your body, you know that the affirmation is, you're resisting it. But then you have to work with that energy. Like, let's say you're about to give a speech and you're about to go on stage and perform and you feel nervous. In that moment, if you resist the nervousness and you try to change it, I am confident, and try to change it in that moment, use affirmations to try and power through and push through, guess what? No. Affirmations don't like force. Affirmations like ease, okay? So what is the best thing to do in that situation where you're nervous, you're about to perform, you're about to go on stage? You call it out for what it is. You get to the neutral attention consciousness, the observer effect, so that it can dissipate. Neutrality can dissipate. That's the beauty of neutrality. Is if you see a negative situation in a neutral manner, it will slowly start to dissipate. If you see a really, really positive situation in a neutral manner, it will slowly start to dissipate, okay? So come from neutrality. Don't have this emotional charge to everything. Try and look at something very, very objectively from that neutral standpoint. It's going to be your superpower. So in that moment when you're about to go on stage, you tell the audience, I know I'm going to do a great job today, but I'm really nervous to talk to you guys, okay? You can see it. I don't usually do these things a lot, but I know we're going to have a good time. Let's get started. That's a lot, way better than you coming up, hello guys, my name is, already you're done. No, that's an inauthentic frequency you're sending out. You're nervous and you're not even calling it out, okay? Call out your feelings. Notice what you're going through. Call it to attention and then expose it to the light so it dissipates and it doesn't get repressed or suppressed back into the junkyard system, the subconscious warehouse, right? This tip alone can change your life completely. So I'm going to leave this video here. Have an incredible day. May the flow be with you and stay legendary. Let's get it today. Upward spiral, gang. Boom.